Should I leave my boyfriend after he gave me a meal with shrimp, even though I'm allergic and left me alone in the hospital? Hi everyone, I need some advice because I'm going through a situation that's overwhelming me. I'm 24 years old. I've been in a relationship for 3 years. I've lived with my boyfriend for a year, and for the past few weeks, it's been a bit of a fight after a fight, especially since I started a night job, a job I studied for 6 years, and he always knew I would do this job. He doesn't like it because we see each other less, and I sleep during the day while he's working. But that's not even the point. I'm allergic to seafood. The other night, we were invited to a friend's house for a party where everyone had to bring a dish. My boyfriend brought back some spring rolls. I was with my family. I went straight to him. I asked him if he made them. He said yes. I tasted them, and I immediately tasted them, and I could tell there were shrimp in them. I asked him, and he replied, "Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you." Luckily, my friend, who is allergic to peanuts, had an epinephrine pen and gave it to me, but it wasn't enough. My throat started to swell. The ambulance came, and I ended up in the hospital on an 4 drip. When I came to, my best friend and parents were there. I asked where my boyfriend was. There was an awkward silence, and they told me, "He went out for a drink with some friends. He said we'd call him when you left." It really pissed me off. My best friend even told me he seemed completely oblivious to the whole thing. When I got home, we had an argument about his behavior. In a fit of anger, I said, "Did you try to kill me or something?" And he replied, "Too bad it failed. At least you wouldn't be annoying me." I went to my room to cry, letting out my hatred from the evening. We haven't spoken for 2 days. The atmosphere is icy. Not even an apology, nothing. I tell myself I'm going to leave him, that there's nothing left to save, but I have this doubt in the back of my mind. I talked to my mother, who told me that every relationship goes through problems. But now we're talking about a problem that sent me to the hospital, and I find it really strange. He never eats seafood, so why put it in the dish? Maybe I'm being paranoid? What do you think? Am I being dramatic, or is his behavior serious? Relevant comments. So, let me start by saying I'm sorry for what's happening to you, but I'm gonna go on with, what the heck is this question? First of all, that it's an accident after 3 years together is serious. Without your friend, you might be dead. Then what he tells you after. But seriously, love yourself and dump him. Oh. Thank you for this response. In fact, with everything that has happened, in my head I tell myself that maybe it's me who is being dramatic, that I need to take a step back, etc. In short, I'm a little overwhelmed by the situation, but I'm going to leave him, and that's it. Relevant comments. Nah, there's nothing to save here. And, excuse me, but your mom's completely out of it too. It's impossible to downplay what he did and said, and her attitude when you're in the hospital. Relevant comments. The guy made the spring rolls himself, put in something you're allergic to on purpose. Tells you, I quote, "Taste it." You wake up, he's not there. Did he want to kill you? If we were in the USA, you could have sued him for endangering you. You should even seriously consider it. This guy doesn't want what's best for you. Get away from this person ASAP. Who knows what he'll offer you next time? Asterisk. Ditch him. Relevant comments. So, obviously, it's really serious, and it seems like he's doing it on purpose. I just want to point out that adrenaline pens, EpiPens, aren't enough. They're used to buy you time, but you still have to go to the hospital after using one. Anyway, ditch him, block him. Don't see him alone if you have to get your stuff back. OOP. Yeah, I found out when I finished up at the hospital, unfortunately. The doctor told me that if I'd combined the pills and the pen, maybe it wouldn't have been so bad. Uneasy face. Update September 16th, 2025, same day. Thanks to everyone for your answers. Folded hands. I'm at work right now, but I took the time to read you, and you're confirming what I already knew deep down. Tomorrow, I'm going to get my stuff while he's at work, and I'm going to go live with my sister while I find an apartment. And yes, my mother isn't a great role model. She has a very old-fashioned mentality and downplays these kinds of situations a lot. Thanks again for your advice and messages. It gave me the courage to make a real decision even if it stresses me out, but hey, I'll go with my brother to get my stuff just in case, you never know. Update September 17th, 2025, next day. Update. Should I dump my boyfriend after he gave me a shrimp dish, even though I'm allergic, and leave me alone at the hospital? A quick update from this morning. I finished work at 8 a.m., and a friend came with me to pick up my things. Normally, my boyfriend was supposed to be at work, but unfortunately, he was there. He told me he was sick and asked what I was doing. I calmly told him I was coming to pick up my things and that it was over, that our relationship had to end. He just looked at me and asked my friend to leave so we could talk about how it was his place we didn't want him there. I refused, reminding him that the apartment is also in my name. There are two of us on the lease. So, if I wanted, he had the right to stay. For an hour, I emptied my things while listening to him call me every name under the sun, my friend and I. He repeatedly told him to speak with his mouth, but hey, we were up against a wall. I grabbed everything and left. I'm going to get legal advice to clarify some things because, to answer those who asked, yes, he knew perfectly well that I was severely allergic to every restaurant. I spent time reading the ingredients, asking questions, etc. For those who ask if it was in his character, no, he was always gentle and caring, so it's very hard to understand what could have happened. But hey, human beings are complex, and I have to remind myself not to dwell on my situation. Yes, I say that to reassure myself. Thank you again to everyone for your messages and support. Red Heart. Top comment. Comment 1. You did the right thing leaving and also getting someone to go with you, and having a witness to the insults, plus your friend who saw him give you the shrimp spring rolls. Hang in there, block him everywhere, and don't feel bad about the apartment stuff and everything. The sooner you cut all ties, the better it is for you.
Comment 2.
No, he's always been sweet and caring, so it's really hard to understand what could have happened. This part is even more freaky. I think a little investigation on him by the cops would be in order. The sweet personalities but capable of that are the worst.